Smart people never react this way. They don't waste their energy proving themselves to everyone. They stay calm, observe carefully, and let their actions speak louder than their emotions. The person who understands life knows that not every argument deserves an answer. Sometimes your silence is more powerful than the strongest explanation you could give. A truly intelligent mind does not need to win every conversation. It knows when to speak, when to listen, and when walking away is the wisest decision. Never be afraid of being alone when being surrounded by the wrong people costs you your peace. Solitude can teach you things that crowds never will. The greatest mistake is believing that intelligence means knowing everything. Real wisdom begins when you become comfortable admitting that there is still much to learn. If you want to understand someone's character, don't listen only to what they say. Watch what they repeatedly do when nobody is watching them. A peaceful mind sees opportunities where an angry mind sees enemies. The calmer you become, the more clearly you begin to understand the world around you. You cannot change your life by repeating the same thoughts every day. A different life begins when you develop the courage to think differently. People often fear what they cannot understand. Instead of judging something unfamiliar, a wise person becomes curious enough to learn from it. Do not measure your worth by how much attention people give you. Some of the most valuable things in life remain unnoticed by the majority. A person who constantly seeks approval eventually becomes a prisoner of other people's opinions. Freedom begins when you stop needing everyone to understand you. The strongest minds are not always the loudest ones. Sometimes the quietest person in the room has already noticed everything that everyone else missed. Failure does not make you a failure. It simply reveals that one approach did not work, giving you the opportunity to become wiser before trying again. Never allow someone else's limited imagination to become the limit of your own life. People often judge possibilities according to what they believe they can achieve themselves. The more you learn, the more you realize how much remains unknown. True knowledge does not make you arrogant, it makes you humble. A person who can control their emotions during difficult moments possesses a strength that cannot easily be taken away. Calmness is power when everything around you becomes chaotic. Do not chase success simply because other people call it success. Build a life that has meaning to you, because applause cannot replace inner satisfaction. Sometimes the most intelligent decision is to stop explaining yourself. Those who genuinely understand your character will not require endless explanations. Your greatest ideas may arrive when you stop trying to impress people. Creativity needs freedom, and freedom disappears when every thought is created for approval. A person who never questions their own beliefs eventually becomes controlled by them. Growth begins when you become brave enough to question even your strongest assumptions. Do not confuse confidence with arrogance. Confidence quietly trusts its ability, while arrogance constantly needs everyone else to recognize it. The world does not become better because you complain about everything that is wrong. It becomes better when you become willing to improve the small part of it within your reach. People remember how you made them feel long after they forget your exact words. Character is often revealed through the atmosphere you create around others. A meaningful life is not built from possessions alone. It is built from curiosity, relationships, purpose, experiences, and the courage to follow what truly matters. Never underestimate the power of asking a simple question. Many discoveries begin when someone refuses to accept an answer simply because everyone else accepts it. The person who learns from every experience becomes difficult to defeat. Even when life takes something away, they find a lesson that cannot be taken from them. Your mind becomes stronger when you stop feeding it unnecessary negativity. Protecting your attention is one of the most valuable forms of self-discipline. You do not need to have everything figured out before taking the next step. Sometimes clarity comes only after you have the courage to begin. A wise person does not fear changing their opinion when new evidence appears. Holding onto a wrong idea simply to protect your pride is not strength. The people who laugh at your dreams today may never understand the vision that drives you. You do not need permission from people who cannot see what you see. The greatest battles are often fought inside the mind. Change your thinking, and you may discover that the problem you feared was never as powerful as you believed. Do not let temporary emotions make permanent decisions for you. Give yourself time to think, because some mistakes happen simply because people react too quickly. A curious mind remains young regardless of age. The moment you stop asking questions and exploring new ideas, you begin closing the doors of your own growth. If you want extraordinary results, you cannot always follow ordinary thinking. Sometimes progress requires you to question the path everyone else is following. Being different does not automatically mean being wrong. Many important ideas were once considered strange simply because people were not ready to understand them. Never let criticism destroy your confidence, but never let praise destroy your humility either. Both can become dangerous when you allow them to control your identity. A person who understands their purpose does not need constant motivation from others. Purpose becomes an internal reason to continue even when nobody is watching. Life becomes smaller when fear makes all your decisions. You may never control everything that happens, but you can control whether fear controls your response. The most valuable education is not always found inside a classroom. Life teaches through mistakes, relationships, observation, failure, curiosity, and experience. Do not waste years trying to become someone else. The world does not need another copy. It needs the strongest and most honest version of who you can become. Sometimes you need to step away from noise to hear your own thoughts. Constant distraction can make you forget what you actually want from life. A person becomes dangerous to their limitations when they stop believing every negative thought that enters their mind. Your thoughts are powerful, but they are not always true. Success should never make you forget curiosity. The moment you believe you have nothing left to learn, you have already started limiting your future. Do not judge your progress by someone else's timeline. Every person begins with different circumstances, faces different obstacles, and walks a different road. The ability to think independently is one of the greatest forms of freedom. When you stop borrowing your opinions from the crowd, your mind finally becomes your own. You cannot create a meaningful future while constantly living inside the mistakes of your past. Learn from yesterday, but do not allow it to become your permanent home. A difficult question can be more valuable than an easy answer. Questions force the mind to explore, while comfortable answers sometimes prevent further thinking. The strongest people are not those who never struggle. They are the ones who continue learning, adapting, and moving forward despite everything that tries to stop them. Never allow temporary failure to convince you that your entire future is hopeless. One chapter of your life cannot determine the ending of your story. A person who understands the value of time stops giving it away carelessly. Your attention is limited, so choose carefully what deserves your energy. Sometimes the greatest form of courage is choosing peace instead of proving a point. You can win an argument and still lose your peace. The world will always have people who misunderstand you. Your responsibility is not to convince everyone, it is to remain honest with yourself. A brilliant idea means little without the courage to act on it. Thinking opens the door, but action is what takes you through it. Do not fear making mistakes while learning something valuable. The greater danger is refusing to try because you are terrified of looking imperfect. When you stop comparing yourself with everyone around you, you create space to discover your own potential. Your journey becomes clearer when you stop measuring it against someone else's. A peaceful person is not necessarily someone without problems. They may simply have learned that losing control over every situation is not worth losing control over themselves. Your greatest strength may be the ability to remain curious when others have already decided they know everything. Curiosity keeps the mind moving forward. Do not become so focused on reaching the destination that you forget to understand the person you are. Becoming along the way, the journey changes you more than you realize. People often look for complicated answers to problems created by simple habits. Sometimes changing one repeated behavior can change the direction of an entire life. The person who thinks deeply does not always respond quickly. They understand that a thoughtful answer is often worth more than an immediate reaction. Never let the fear of being misunderstood stop you from becoming who you are. The people who matter will eventually recognize the truth behind your actions. A life without curiosity can become comfortable, but empty. Keep asking questions, exploring ideas, and discovering things that challenge the way you think. You become wiser when you learn to separate what you can control from what you cannot. Energy spent fighting reality is energy that could have been used to change your response. The smartest person is not necessarily the one who knows the most. It may be the person who knows how to keep learning from everyone and everything around them. Do not allow society to define your idea of a successful life. Wealth, recognition, and status can be useful, but none of them automatically create meaning. Sometimes you discover your greatest strength only after life removes the things you thought you needed. Hard moments can reveal abilities you never knew existed. If you want to change your future, begin by changing the questions you ask yourself. Better questions can lead the mind toward possibilities that old thinking never noticed. A wise person knows that silence can protect more than words, and not every thought needs to be announced, and not every plan needs an audience. The goal is not to become smarter than everyone around you. The goal is to become wiser than the person you were yesterday. Perhaps the greatest intelligence is knowing that life will never give you every answer. Keep questioning, keep learning, and keep moving forward, because the search itself is part of becoming wise.